Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col UTV and here at the JobServe Community Stadium for this evening's action as we host Chesterfield in the Sky Bet League 2 action. We've been on a good run of form recently and we could make it 10 games without defeat this evening, coming after our excellent win on the road against MK Dons at the weekend. More on that a bit later on in the show. We'll also get the thoughts of Danny Cowley, but first let's hear from Fikra Kelleher speaking ahead of this evening's game.
Fikra, how's the mood? I imagine it's pretty good after Saturday's win.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, we've just come in today to do a bit of recovery, and everybody's in a good mood, in a good place. Saturday, was a good moment for us. A lovely win. A hard game really, but it was lovely to have them scenes at the end of the game with the fans and yeah, just really nice.
And it puts us in kind of the right frame of mind to go into another tough week of 3 games.
Yeah, it gives us a bit more energy, a bit more pep in our step now to go and to follow it up with another win tomorrow night. Because we're in that chasing pack now where we know we need to win games. So Saturday will give us a lot of confidence that we can go and at home as well on tomorrow night and go and get another win.
And it's against a side that are up there as well. So we know it's going to be another difficult one.
Yeah. I think to be honest, the rest of our games now in this 3-4 week period are all against teams that are up there. So if we want to achieve anything, we know we have to start beating these teams now. So tomorrow night should be a really good game.
And we often talk about what we can do this season. Is that the mood in the change room as well? Like where can we go from here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's definitely optimism there. But it's just controlling that and making sure that we're not just thinking about it, we're actually putting them words into actions, which I think we have been doing. I think we're a few games unbeaten now, and we're picking up wins, which is the most important thing. So yeah, it's just making sure we keep doing the correct actions and not just thinking about it.
And how important is it during these busy times to get that right blend individually of rest, recovery, but obviously preparation for the games coming up?
Yeah, you just get into a cycle, like you say, of rest, recovery, play. But we are lucky actually. We've a good healthy squad at the moment and a lot of competition. And yeah, we've a lot of people who are raring to go and raring to get a bit of game time. So we're in a really good place actually.
And for you personally, you must be really enjoying this run of games you've been having, and a great partnership defensively, not just with Tom, but with all 4 and the goalie behind you.
Yeah, really enjoying it. Actually just loving it, really enjoying it. Everything's going really well for us. Like you say, I'm really enjoying playing with Tom, learning a lot from him. And yeah, the whole team, the whole place is just in a really good place at the moment. So it's very easy for me to just focus on myself and make sure that my performances are up to scratch.
Kel's saying that Saturday's result has given the squad energy to take into the next run of games, starting this evening against Chesterfield. Let's take a look back at that win at the weekend, and we've got to give a massive mention to the amount of fans are there. Over 1,300 fans made the trip to Stadium MK, so a big mention and a shout out for that support right through the game, and especially those scenes at the end. Fantastic. Let's take a look back at the action.
coach, the United goal scorer, number 10, Jack Payne.
Jack Payne's late penalty giving us the 3 points that we deserve from that game. And it keeps our final run of games very interesting, to say the least, as we go into the business end of the season. Another win this evening, and we'll be on course to make a late charge for the top 7. But the squad, I know it's a cliche, but as they always say, we'll be taking it just one game at a time. And you can see the team Danny Cowley has picked over on his socials and our website right now for this evening. Let's get his pre-match thoughts while we're talking about Danny Cowley. Let's get his pre-match thoughts ahead of tonight's game.
Danny, easy message to give to the players this morning, more of the same?
I think so. We were pleased with the performance, certainly pleased with the outcome. For us, always a Monday morning is to review the game, to try to take the learning from it, try to work out the whys. I think particularly when you win, you want to work out why, so that hopefully you can replicate that, and obviously look at the areas of the game that we can keep trying to add to and improve. And that was the narrative of the morning's meeting, and then obviously to turn our focus to Chesterfield, and we've had a good look at them this morning. They're a really good team. I think when we played them earlier in the season, probably the best team that we've played. We know Paul Cook's team love to play a 4-2-3-1. More recently, they've also adapted and been a 4-3-3. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. But we know that they will come and they will want to try to get a control and a rhythm in their play. They're always very, very good with the ball. They love to get the switches on. They have real quality on both sides of the pitch. Those kind of wide triangles and the wide combinations, they do very, very well there. And they're a team that create and score a lot of goals. And for us, we're going to need to be at our best, both with the ball and of course against the ball.
Very exciting challenge, like a number of games coming up. Teams around us all chasing that top 7.
Yeah, that's right. I think for us, just to focus on the next game, not to get ahead of ourselves. We were pleased to win away on Saturday. We now have a home game on Tuesday, and we want to try to back that up. But we know that we're going to have to bring the intensity and play with the aggression against the ball, and then we're going to have to find the control and the rhythm with it. The great thing for us, we're at home in front of our supporters, and they've given us such a lift in recent times, and to get back home and to be with them is obviously something that we're looking forward to.
And is it always a challenge to keep the players motivated, or is that motivation coming automatically at the moment because of how well we're doing and the run of games we've been on?
Well, I think we've got competition for places, which always helps, and most importantly, we've got good people. And I think we always try to sign players that are self-starters, that are self-motivated, that love the game. And I think if you can find those people, then they have a very authentic energy and enthusiasm. For us, we've got a lot of boys in the group that drive that. And of course, because we have competition for places, and certainly since I've been here, we have the most competition that we've had in terms of team selection. That naturally drives the standards, which for us is so important. But no, we've got a good group. They're focused. We were pleased to win on Saturday, but certainly never to get carried away, never to get ahead of ourselves, to try to just understand the performance, keep trying to put our focus and energy into the actual process. And if you do that, then I think you can find the consistency. And for quite a long time now, we've been able to play with real clarity. We've been able to find real consistency, not just in terms of how we play, but also how we work. And I think when you have the clarity and the consistency, then you always get the commitment from the players. And we certainly have that. And the challenge is to, like I said, to back that up on Tuesday night. We can feel the connection with our supporters growing by the day, and this is something that naturally gives good energy. So it's a great game for us. And like you alluded to, Dave, I think when you're in a good moment, you want the games to come around quickly. And yeah, we're looking forward to Tuesday night for sure.
Yeah, and you mentioned competition for places then, and you've talked about it being everyone involved. That was the case again on Saturday with the lads that came on and finished the game.
We said that. I think there was a lot to like in the performance on Saturday. I thought we had good detail, and I think to win, your teams always need to have good detail. I thought we were tough when it mattered. You know, everybody looks to the last 5 minutes and the goal that we score as the winning moment. But the winning moment for me was probably at about 65 minutes to 70. They'd made some subs. They'd started to throw some haymakers in the game. We had to suck up a little bit of pressure as they got some momentum in the game, and we had to dig deep. And we actually technically didn't quite get that period of time right, but we were tough enough to see it out, and we stuck together. We fought through it and showed a real resilience. And it was actually that period of game that then relayed the foundations for us to push on again, and it gave us a springboard to push on from. And yeah, we were able to find some really good energy from the subs at the end of the game. I thought the boys that come on the pitch, but Arthur Reed gave us a control. I thought Oscar and Kane and Ken gave us that ball carrying quality to get us up the pitch. And Tyrese was such a handful as well. And certainly without those boys, the penalty never happens, because it's actually the front of the pitch that presses them, that forces them long, that then gives us the opportunity to get the ball off of them. Then we end up losing it again. Oscar pinches it and goes on a really good run and sets Ken up. Ken, who's one of our best finishers, just couldn't quite find the footwork to keep his balance to execute. But we didn't get disappointed in that moment. They then tried to counter. Jamie McDonald does what Jamie McDonald does and puts the counter out, and then finds Oscar, and Oscar has the positivity to get at them, to then beat his man, get his cross in. And we said it up there that no one will see this, but Ellis Andelo, who, you know, spent the whole game dealing with Nemain and Crowley, which are two very difficult customers on each side of the pitch who have really good synergy. He could easily just have sat back at that moment. But he didn't. He supported the attack. He got to the edge of the box, and when the ball came out, he was there to recycle it and find Payne. And then Payne has that little bit of quality to beat his man and force the handball that leads to the penalty. And then, yeah, of course, the composure to put the penalty away. But it's all those little bits of detail that, like I just said, that actually lead to us getting on the right side of the game and getting the result that I thought our performance deserved. And yeah, like I said, we were pleased with that. But quite quickly, we have to move on in football, and now we have to make sure that we build a performance and we know all the qualities that we need to bring if we're going to do that on Tuesday night.
And two players that might not be involved tomorrow night, Danny, Michael Forbes and Anthony Scully, how are they progressing?
Yes, so Michael had an operation the Saturday before last on the AFC Wimbledon game. That was really successful. So he's had a repair on his hamstring. He had a really nasty rupture. The other hamstring, because he'd injured his hamstring when he was on loan at Bristol Rovers. It's actually the other hamstring. So he hasn't had much luck, unfortunately. But the good news is that he's had an operation, and now there's certainly light at the end of the tunnel. But we don't anticipate that he'll be back this season, so that's a real shame for us, because we didn't get to enjoy all the qualities that I think he would have brought the group. And Anthony Scully, good news. Yes, he's trained with a team today and is really close. Probably a week away from selection, but certainly making really good progress. And the great news is, post-op, the ankle now is moving so much freer, and all the problems that he's had on that right side with his knee and his hip, you know, we think we've resolved. And he's got a real bounce, and we all know what a top player he is. So to bring him to the group and add him to the group in the next week or so will be a great lift for everybody.
As Danny Cowley says, it is a cliche, but it's the truth. The team doesn't want to get ahead of themselves and will be taking it just one game at a time. That starts this evening against Chesterfield. That's nearly it from me. Just to remind you, tickets are available for the weekend's game away at Cheltenham. Also back here next week as we take on Port Vale in that rearranged game. All the tickets are on the website, all the details on our website. Right, I'll let you get out there, cheer on the lads as always, and until next time, I'll see you then.